Greetings from a very scary city. Right now we have a typhoon rolling through. It's actually really loud. I don't know if you can hear it because YouTube muffles a lot of the audio nowadays, but it's really, really loud and the wind is getting stronger. The center is more now near Nagoya, so it's just going to be a couple of hours before it starts to really hit Tokyo, and then it's going to be pretty crazy. Actually, there's only... Hold on a second. This is weird. There's only one person watching. I'm going to... Just give me a second. I'm going to repost the link to this. What? But the Patreon doesn't make a link to the YouTube. It was some... They just put you a thumbnail. It makes no sense. I updated the Patreon link. Why would it just give you... Why would it do this? This makes no sense. Okay? So I don't know. I'm not late as usual. I was early. I'm taking credit for being early. It's Patreon did it, alright? Alright, let's chug back here. I was talking to nobody for like 10 minutes. And I think we had some people on Skype that told me what was going on. Jonathan told me. Alright. Welcome everybody. Welcome aboard. This is the very, very weird live stream with very, very weird weather outside. Right now the entire building is kind of shaking. We have a typhoon. One of the biggest in the history of Japan rolling through. It is just raking the entire country. It's going all the way up the entire country, just like, I don't know, like a cockroach going up some lady's leg. It's just making everybody scream. And it's going all the way up past her head to the ceiling. All the way past Hokkaido. It's actually not a good time for a lot of the other places that have been suffering really bad from the last typhoon that came through here. But we just, in Japan, you really can't control the elements. You just kind of roll with it, literally and figuratively. And as it comes, you do what you can to prevent any accidents, and then in the morning it's gone, and then you clean up. It's sort of the way that Japan rolls like this. But I'm glad that you can join me for this live stream. This is the second one of September. And it's still September 30th here, and in 5 minutes it will be October, and I really wanted to start this before October started. So technically this is still September. And for most of you, where you're watching, either in the US or other places in the world, it's going to be the 30th, wherever you're watching. Japan, besides New Zealand, is one of the first places where the date changes. New Zealand would be the first. Cool. So now that we got this started, I'm going to be taking some Skype calls. But before we do that, I want to go in and answer some of these questions and then tell you what's been going on. So, a couple of things. I went to Korea last month, and I didn't get a chance to talk to any of the partner managers, not partner managers, but any of the executives on one-on-one. I had a lot of stuff I wanted to talk to YouTube about, a lot of questions. And, wow, the wind is strong. It's like a poltergeist movie in here. But, yeah, we'll be okay. You can't hear it maybe because the sound filter on the YouTube app is so strong, but I was not upset, but I told my partner manager in Tokyo that I didn't really get a chance to do it because I was the only one there without a partner manager, so I'm not really satisfied with the experience. So he invited me back yesterday to a YouTube spotlight, not yesterday, 2 days ago, which was really cool. I got a chance to meet 5 other creators. One of them was Tabby Eats, which some of you might be supporting. They're 2 really nice guys who do a lot of food vlogs, and I got to, I've met them before in a live stream, just coincidentally, but I got a chance to talk to them more, and that was a really good experience, because they're doing some pretty exciting stuff with their channel. I also met a lot of other YouTubers from different realms, not just talking about Japan, and I also met Scotty, who came from China. And Scotty has a channel called Strange Parts. I don't know if you've seen it, but he made an iPhone from spare parts that he found in China, which is pretty cool. And he's here in Japan, and tomorrow I'm going to help him with one of his episodes, so I'm going to appear in one of his shows as a collaboration. And he might do a live stream with me tomorrow, which would be pretty cool. And I'm going to meet with him tomorrow around 11 o'clock to do that. So that was a really good thing. His channel has grown really fast. He started not too long ago, and he has almost 1 million subscribers and just like 20 videos. It's crazy. But he found a topic that people are very interested in. So his channel gets pushed up to the top, and with good purpose, because the stuff that he makes is just really interesting with technology. I got a question about the wide-angle lens that I use. This is it. It's hard for me to... It's all flip backwards. This is the HoloLens super wide lens. I only have one of the lenses, the super wide. They make a couple other ones. It's good for the iPhone 8 Plus and 7 Plus, but not the X. It works pretty good. It's light enough where I can put a gimbal. I got this at the Apple Store, but if you buy it in the US, it's about $20 cheaper. Yeah, that's what it looks like on the phone. So there you go. You can get this at the Apple Store, by the way. Just about everywhere. So that answers one of the questions. Woohoo! Moving right along. I lost my GoPro 5 in the ocean, so the other day I went out and I got a GoPro 7. That's what it looks like. Yeah, it looks just like a GoPro 5. I'm not going to lose this baby. I'm going to take care of her. She's a little bit heavier, a little bit better built. The sensor and the internals are really good. I've tried it out. It's very stable, so I'm happy to have updated it, but I do miss my iPhone 5, the GoPro 5, which is sitting on the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. I feel sad. It's all alone down there, but there's nothing I can do about it. Wow, the apartment's really shaking. So that's just about it. That's all that's been going on. Kanai and I have been getting ready for fall. The weather is changing. We're putting away the summer clothes and bringing out the autumn clothes, and kind of adjusting the apartment in that way. It's taking a little bit of work. There's still some furniture that we haven't bought, so we haven't completely moved in. Let's see here. So the audio quality is better on the 7. I'm not so worried about the audio quality, Carl, because usually I use this as a filler camera. I don't really use it, but if the audio quality is better, then it's possible to be able to use it, and that's an asset. And you can hear it to link up the audio. Sometimes it's good to, I can just put this somewhere, and just as a filler camera or a cut camera, it's pretty cool. And I have this here, which is this JAWS, so I can clamp this to a table and just move it in any directions that I want. I really like this. So the two of these together make a pretty good team. This and the GH5 that I have here. It's the GH5. I might be getting a new iPhone XS or XS. I don't know what the heck you call it, but I've been using this phone for over 2 years, about 2 years now. This phone is cracked and the screen is gone. It's burned. The iPhone 6 Plus, she's had better days, so it's time to get a new phone, I think. I'm not convinced that I'm going to get an iPhone, but if I get the new iPhone, this 7 is going to be swapped for the iPhone XS, or whatever it's called, and then you're going to have maybe better quality live streams. That's the reason why I would do it. It's an investment in the infrastructure of the show. But the Pixel also looks like a pretty good phone, and that's coming out next month. So, I mean, there's no rush. This is actually, the 7 Plus is a really good live streaming camera, so I have no problems with it. I have the wide-angle lens for it. It works good. There is the overheating problem, but, you know, winter's coming up, so we don't have to worry about that for another few months, like most of a year, right? Like 8 months, the summer won't be here again. That's about it. I sent all the postcards out, all the packages. This should be either have arrived to you if you're in the postcard club or on the way. Most people probably have gotten their postcards by now. Some of the new people that joined might have gotten the one from the month before, which is this one. And this, I like this one a lot. And yeah, the more people that have been signing up for the postcard club means that my supply of extras is getting smaller, because I don't want to be wasteful and order more than I need, but I want to have enough where I can send out extras in case some of them get lost or completely damaged. I want to make sure that you're happy with your postcard. So if you do have any problems with it, the USPS completely destroyed it and it's not salvageable, let me know and I'll try to send out another one, and they might destroy it again, but I want you to be happy with your postcard, and because it's really coming from me to you. Here's the label maker that it spits out all of the labels. You know, I got a lot of labels here, and and I put them together, and Kanai sometimes helps me, and I take them over to Tokyo Station this time, and I passed them in, and it's pretty cool to say goodbye to them and know that it's going out to all of these places around the world, and that's kind of something that makes me feel good to be able to share that with you, as well as get the support for the channel and do stuff like Ogasawara and go to really cool places and upgrade the equipment when I need it. Not to waste anything, but to invest it into the show and make sure that we're producing a really good show, and I get to share with you in the best possible way. The Patreon also helped me buy this light, which has been a really good filler light. It's a Photo DX. Peter, I think, wants to get one of these too. So it's good to invest in some little stuff like that I can use to make the videos just a little bit better. So thank you so much for the support every month. I can't say that enough. Every time I'm going to say it 100 times because I do appreciate it. Let me get to the questions, and we're going to do some Skype. I don't know why this was not clickable. Very weird. Let's go into the questions. Where are we? Here we go. Here we go. I'll start from the top and work my way down. And then I'm going to do some of your questions live. Alright, this is from Silver Winged Wonder. Man, Patreon has not been working for me today. Work with me! Work with me! Here we go. There's a lot of comments. Alright, we'll start with Sunny. John, did the new DJI gimbal work? Did you get a different one? I went to... It's a funny story. I went back to Big Camera where I bought this. And I told him it didn't work. The manager tried it out, and he goes, yeah, you're right, it doesn't work. So he gave me a new one. And I showed him the receipt. He let me keep the receipt, and I got it, and that was the end of it. But I did miss a day of live streams. I wanted to do something at the YouTube event, but I couldn't do it because I didn't have a gimbal. So we kind of missed out because I wanted to talk to Tabby Eats or to another YouTube creator and interview somebody there, but we missed out on that because of the gimbal problem. But we got the gimbal going. This is the best that I can buy right now. This one... Where's my baby that died? Hold on a second. Oh, here she is. This one is way, way better than this one. This is not as big as the DJI one, and it's just, look at this. This is so good, the Smooth Q. I highly recommend the Smooth Q. It's the most easiest, the quickest startup, just the simplest. Once you get it out of the box, it's ready to go. This is the best gimbal on the market for mobile, I think. The DJI is second, but this one's right now out of stock in Japan, unfortunately. This is the only one I can get. So, but, you know, if we can get 6 months out of it, which is what the average life of the gimbals are, I'm pretty happy. And by the middle of next year, I bet you there'll be a new gimbal, which is smaller and more powerful. Nasha Broad's been introducing me to some of the startup gimbals, and we'll see how it works out. I think this technology is still so young. 5 years ago, it would cost $1,000 or more for a gimbal, and now you can get a mobile phone gimbal for $99, and that's really, really cheap. It might seem expensive, but it's really cheap comparing where we were just 5 years ago. And the technology in it, and the value to me to have this smooth video for you is huge. I hate watching shaky video, so I think that this is something that we can invest in, and we do well with the show well enough that you should have state-of-the-art stuff to make it smoother as possible. So, no more virtual dizziness, Sonny. I think we're gonna have a pretty good future together. Although I'm still getting used to this again. Crazy Anime Guy, thank you for the comment. I'm glad that you're here. Jonathan, did the gimbal work after charging? It didn't. I took it back. We're working now. This gimbal, it looks like it's doing okay. Mel Davies, hey! On holiday in Amsterdam, I won't be able to make it, so hopefully you can see the playback. I'm going to try to delete the first 7 minutes of me struggling to get this online, but Mel, thank you so much for the support, and I hope you have a good time in Amsterdam. Kanai and I were there a couple of years ago, believe it or not. So we might stop in Europe on the way to the US. We're planning on it very much. I'm going to probably get the tickets next month early, probably next week if we do, and then you will know if I'm going to be doing a meetup in Europe, which would be pretty cool. I might even be in London, actually. Might even spend a couple of days in London on the way to New York. Hey, this is from Jason. Hi, John. I hope the typhoon will have minimal impact. So do I. My question is, what were some of the challenges you faced in Ogasawara while doing the underwater filming? That was probably the biggest. It's hard to get to be to have the marine life predictable, and I got footage of dolphins, but the dolphins really didn't want to work with me. And you have to know how to operate with dolphins. Dolphins are very, very smart, and when I'm underwater, I may be smart on above water, but underwater I'm an idiot. I don't know how the world works down there. There's sort of a society underwater, and you have to look at the dolphins eye to eye. So that means it's better if you don't have a mask at all on, believe it or not. But if you have a mask on, you have to make eye contact with the dolphins, and then they will trust you, and then they'll stick around with you, because when you have eye contact, and this is probably with humans too, then the dolphins will trust you. But if you're just down there and you're like going like this, like a crazy man, like most of the tourists, the dolphins are gonna just like do flyby. They look like jets, like the whole group of them, and they just do a flyby, and they ignore you, because you're going like this, and then the tourists would get out of the boat and go, "I can't believe the dolphins ignored me." I'm like, well, if you're a person and you saw some weird animal going, you probably would just go right by, like, who the heck is this person, right? So dolphins are highly intelligent, and I could tell. I got some footage of them, but not a lot. I wish I had more, but I make do with what I have. I think it's enough, and we should have a fun 5 to 10 minutes. I haven't started to edit that one, but I've edited the Ogasawara video. I'm halfway through that edit, so that should be coming pretty soon. To Otaku, thank you very much always for the support in the chats as well as here on Patreon. It's huge for this channel. Only a very few times do I need to set a wake up alarm. I'm very sorry about that. I'm very sorry about it. I know if you're on the West Coast in the U.S., it's early on a Sunday. I apologize, but you know, welcome aboard. and at the end of this, I might show you a little bit of the typhoon. It's getting stronger and scarier, just a little bit before we all blow away. I had to bring everything into the apartment that was on the balcony, like everything. Wow, the building's shaking. Oliver Stone, thank you. Heads up for John. My question is, do Japan use the death penalty? Yes. If it's very serious crime, yes, they use the death penalty. What view from Japanese people have on it? Not much. Japan is pretty pacifist considering its past, but for the death penalty, I think it's a deterrence in this culture. And to be honest with you, nobody really wants to incarcerate someone who's a lost cause to society, and it's very easy to become a lost cause in this society. If you break the rules on something big, then you're pretty much considered a lost cause. If you are a celebrity, it's very, very hard for you to come back and be a celebrity again. You kind of lose it. There's no redemption. There's no, I'm going to rehab and I'm coming back. That could be a death penalty for a career, all right? The death penalty for a career is serious, and the same for violent crimes or heinous crimes like the curry poisoning or the gas poisoning, the gas massacre, or murders with stabbing and shootings. Anything that a society deems like a heinous crime, and I love that word, heinous. It's just like really bad. Yeah, they're going to get the death penalty. The thing is, this is the thing I respect about Japan's death penalty, and for those that are anti-death penalty, you know, I respect what you that point of view too, because I think we use it too much in the United States, the death penalty, but or maybe some people are gonna think we don't use it enough, but I think we use it too much in some places, and I think we're too lenient in other places. But in Japan, I think it's just about right. For people who have heinous crimes, they will be sentenced to death, and you will not hear from them again. The next time you hear from them is after they've been executed. Japan does not make a big deal out of it. If you've been sentenced to die, that's it. Maybe there's an appeal process, I'm not sure. Usually there's like a 0% chance. And then the day comes where you're executed, and the media will find out after the execution is done. And people are like, what? Sometimes they'll announce that the execution will happen, and sometimes it just takes people by surprise. For the cult leaders, I don't know if there was some kind of heads up, but they kind of knew when it was going to happen. That happened a couple of months ago, where the cult leaders from the Hibiya gas attack in 1995, I believe, 1995, the mid 90s, that happened, like, to me, it was like suddenly in the news. And by the way, the spoon came from a supporter, so thank you for the spoon. It does like everything. It's really cool. I attach this to my bag now. So that's my short answer on the death penalty. They have it, but they don't publicize it so much, and it's over before you know it. And people are on death row for a very long time. Norm Lopez. Hi, hey John, have you seen Kon Ichikawa's documentary Tokyo Olympiad? I have not, about the 1964 Olympics. I'm going to check it out. If not, I highly recommend it. Also, what are you looking forward to most about the Summer Olympics in 2020? I'm not sure. I'm trying to get to the opening ceremony, and I will pay to get in there just so I can have a good story. But I'm kind of just looking forward to seeing how the city handles it, and maybe going to a few events. But I'm not going to try to cover it, over cover it. But I'm going to do a lot of live streams because I think it's going to be pretty cool. And the more subscribers we have on this channel by 2020, it's going to be pretty exciting to have like 250,000 subscribers watching live streams live here in Tokyo. So this could be a pretty big channel for the Olympics. I'm kind of interested in doing that and sharing the experience on the ground and here. Just normal everyday in Tokyo during the Olympics kind of a vibe. I think that's kind of going to be pretty cool. And of course, go to as many events as I can, and if not, try to talk to some of the participants or the athletes would be pretty cool to get different points of view about the Olympics. And then after the Olympics are done, maybe I put this all together and make a documentary, because I think the live stream should be in 5G, meaning I should have HD or 4K quality that's really usable again, to make a documentary out of this. So that'd be pretty cool. That's pretty much all I'm looking forward to. Norm, I think the city's going to have really cool infrastructure, and it's going to be really a news Tokyo after this, and that's what everybody's hope is. Chris Roberts, hey John, I'm not going to be able to view the Q&A due to being at work during the same time frame, but I do have a question for you. I'm planning a trip to Japan in 4 years when my youngest son graduates from high school. We've been talking about being in Japan for a month, and I was wondering what areas outside of Tokyo would you recommend for someone who's never been to Japan? Wow. I'm always hesitant to recommend anything to anybody. I think you have to do your homework. And if you, I'll tell you guys, I'll tell you what, okay? I'm very hesitant to give suggestions. That's not what I do. I've seen a lot of YouTubers that will tell you where to go, and a lot of them are just things that you already know, or they're just crazy. Like, that's not really off of the beaten path kind of a place. Everybody knows about it. So everybody has a different personality. What I'd like you to do, instead of asking me where do you recommend, I'd rather you ask me, is this place good or not? Or what do you think about this place? I think then that's easier for me to give you an opinion. But I don't know you that well, Chris. I'm really thankful for the support. Gosh, I'm trying to think here, Chris. What can I suggest? I've done a lot of live streams all around the area. For one-day trips out of Tokyo. Because if you click anything, you lose it. I'm going to have to open up a new window, I think. Hold on a second. Yeah, there we go. One-day trips out of Tokyo. I really like Matsumoto and Nagano City. I like going out to Biwako, which is Biwa Lake, to go out there to the center of the Alps. I think this is a really interesting day trip or two, and it's definitely worth going out there. Let me see. I have to go back into the Q&A. Oh, here you go. If you have a JR Rail Pass, you're going to be able to access a lot of these places pretty quickly, or you can fly to one area. But if you're going to be in Japan for a month, you might want to spend time in one area. Probably, it seems like you're convinced that Tokyo is the right place, Chris. I'm going to tell you that you're probably better off in Osaka, because it's not only cheaper, it's also more attractions in that one area. And then just taking the Shinkansen to do Tokyo for a couple of days. That might be better than doing it the other way around. So I don't know if you consider that, because it looks like you're definitely coming to Tokyo, but you might want to think the other way and do Osaka, because it has Kobe, Himeji, Kyoto, Nara. It's just stocked in that area. Very close is Kanazawa. Not too far away is Hiroshima. And you have this so much attractions in one area. And you can go and do a day trip to Tokyo. Up in Tohoku, it takes a lot more time and you have to make a commitment. Usually that's like your second trip to Tokyo or to Japan. But I always recommend to people, you do your homework and consider flying into Kansai instead of flying into Tokyo. Tokyo is also really, really crowded. And the hotels are getting harder and harder to book here. Yeah, that's the best thing I can recommend. If you have something specific, I will 100% say give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I can do that pretty easy. Jaroslav, Japan Kofun. Hey, nice to see you again. Hey John, my question for the stream. I'm on the verge of moving to Japan. And can you recommend some areas with the greater Tokyo area surrounding prefectures to live in, renting, which are no more than 1 hour or so from the train ride in central Tokyo? My wife is Japanese and has a preference for Tokyo's vibe and work opportunities, but I'm far more drawn to Tokyo's countryside and nature, looking for a compromise. The compromise I made was Shinozaki in Edogawa ward, because it's right on the river, and the rent is cheap. And Edogawa is 30 minutes to Ginza and 30 minutes to Akihabara. It's 30 minutes to the main line, and it's really relaxed. It's easy to get to Narita Airport too, because the line going there, the cheap line going there, the Keisei line is right there as well. So I like the Shinozaki. It's on the border with Chiba. It's on the river. If you go the other way, it's a little bit more crowded and harder to find something. Kichijoji is a neat balance because you have the park there. Kichijoji is considered the happiest place to live in Tokyo, the trendiest place to live. There's a lot of stuff to do and spend your money on. But that's not my vibe. I kind of like the countryside too. Now I live close to the seaside, so you can live in Shinagawa and Chuo. I live in Chuo ward, in the center of the city. So these have a lot of nature because you're on the sea, and there's a lot of parks around this area too. Tokyo in general has a lot of parks, but if you're looking for real nature, you might want to think of Kamakura. A lot of people who've been living in Tokyo for a decade or more, they get tired of the city, they move to Kamakura, which is a very natural area, and there are express trains that come up to Tokyo that take about an hour. So if you're impartial to the countryside and the seaside, Kamakura is like, it's right now becoming a trendy place for expats that have been here for a while, that don't want to live in the city but be close enough to do work here. A lot of startups are starting in Kamakura as well, so it's got a pretty cool vibe. I hope that answers your question. You are welcome to ask a follow-up. Otaku, applications for volunteers are being taken for the Olympics. I'm not going to be volunteering. My job is to report on the Olympics. It would be neat to volunteer, but I have an idea. In Japan, you have to give 110% when you do something, and that's what I would want to do. I don't think Kanai might want to volunteer, but I don't think I'm going to be volunteering for the Olympics. I will help in other ways. I'm kind of like the X Factor. That's how I want to be. I don't want to be a volunteer, and I think Japan has a lot of volunteers. If they need me, they're gonna ask. They know what I do. But it would be neat to try it for a day, just to report on it. But we will see. It's still early. Mike, not a question, but a reminder. Yeah, thank you for that. I remember we did talk about this. To be honest with you, we did a lot of onsen in this year already. So I'm not going to do any onsen videos again until next year. But that might change. I appreciate you reminding me. I'm just not sure when I would do it. If it's this year, it would be in November, because I plan to be traveling in December. October's schedule is all set. I'm going to be in Kyoto. I'm going to be in Tottori. I'm going to be in a lot of places all around the country. And the onsen is not one of them, unfortunately. But Nishiyama Onsen in Keiunkan is a neat place, and I'm hoping to get over there. So thanks for pushing, Mike. I appreciate it. Keep pushing. But it is on my list. I got a list of stuff that people have suggested, and it's on the list. Taylor Mack, writes in, have you thought about an episode on bonsai? Yes. I used to live near one of the bonsai masters. It just depends on the timing. So we will see, but this is a topic that I might do in the spring when people are talking about trees and plants again, or I will film it in the winter and then it'll probably be broadcast in the spring. So don't look for a bonsai episode until maybe next year, maybe March of next year. I think that'd be a pretty good time. I would like to thank the people who have recommended for my trip. You know, there's also a bonsai museum in Saitama. There's a bonsai master that lives in Tokyo, Kunio Kobayashi, I think his name is. He's somebody that I visited his disciples, I guess, his kohai, and senpai. He's a senpai, so I visited his kohai. So maybe you'll do an episode with him. Liza Power, thank you very much also for joining this month. Welcome. Hi John, if not too much trouble, can you mention details about the wide lens? So I did that for you. It is the Olo Clip. You can get it at the Apple Store. It's only for iPhone though. Also, gift wrapping and packaging is very important to Japanese, part of the culture. I wonder how much gets recycled or trashed. I don't know. Probably if it's paper, Japanese will often fold it and maybe use it again. But paper is part of the culture, and everything gets wrapped. And if it's not wrapped, then people don't respect it or buy it. It's just part of the culture that's been going on for millennium, and I don't expect it to change anytime soon. The use of plastic, though, Japan's trying to cut down on the use of plastic bags, plastic wrapping, plastic capsules. That gets burned, but plastic bags, eco bags are being promoted in every supermarket, or you have to pay extra for the plastic bags, and I like that. So we're moving to a plastic-less world, but I think the push is not enough yet. I'm going to do an episode on recycling and trash next year, so look for that for sure. Vern, after living in Japan for more than 20 years, is there anything that you still find odd, difficult, or strange? Yes, I do. I'm always really strange. Just all right. Someone's gonna be asking me this question every single month, and I'm always gonna answer it. But I'll tell you the one thing that was on my mind today. 2 days ago when I was walking underground. The way people walk in Japan is different than the way people walk in the rest of the world. I don't know why. I noticed in Korea they kind of do it too. But when they walk, people flap their arms back like this. Like this thing. It's weird. This is like a small thing. And I notice it because if you're not careful and you're standing too close, walking behind too close, they're going to hit you with their hand. And I didn't realize that. I walk more like you know, a person would walk. But in Japan, there's so many people who walk like this, like penguins. And I thought that was always interesting. I don't know if you've ever noticed it before. But the walk is funny. I've been to Kamakura, actually, good recommendation. Oh, you're welcome. So I'm glad that got through to Japan Kofu. And a couple more questions. Timo, hey John, hey Timo. Can you put an Amazon affiliate link under the videos in the description? When we buy something on Amazon, it is free for us and good extra money to support the channel. Good idea. Christmas is on the road. I have to buy a lot. Very cool. Like I could put an affiliation link for GoPro 5s or something, or little lenses. So this is a really good thing. There's just so many things. I want to make sure that I want to explain this to everybody. I want to make sure that I don't lose my focus, which is to make content. All right. The moment I start focusing on this, I think this is important to make money. And if you create good content, you're always going to make money. The thing is, though, like I want to make sure that I do this, but I don't forget that I got to make a show. I don't forget that I have to keep what my purpose is, and meaning that all the money that I make, I'm not all of it is getting put back in the show. I am saving money and I'm using it for equipment, but I'm not doing it just for that. I'm doing it to chase stories, and I'm not gonna lose my passion for chasing stories. You know, it's a funny thing. When we were at the YouTube spotlight a couple of days ago, every single YouTube staff and other YouTuber was worried about burnout. like YouTubers losing their passion for their job or losing ideas. And I told them, like, I will never in a million years not have an idea to make a video for YouTube, because Japan is so big, it's so diverse with experiences that people don't even know about yet. I'm always going to be able to find something new and fresh. I got a bazillion ideas. I'm never going to run out or get blocked with ideas. And I'm already seeing some YouTubers kind of running out of ideas. YouTubers have been asking me for ideas. I'm not going to give it up anymore. I'm keeping my ideas to myself. I will collaborate with people and maybe push them in a direction. But I know this country pretty good from having traveled a lot around, and I'm not going to give up my ideas anymore. I used to put at the end of each video what the next video was, but I found that other channels were taking my ideas and then doing it before me, and I was losing out on views. And so it's now a war. It's not a war, but it's actually a competition in many ways. And if you're burned out, Mr. YouTuber out there, hey, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to keep pushing it twice a month, and if I can get some help, I got a couple of people that are helping me now, or interested in helping me. If I can get out more content, I'm going to do it. But I'm not near the end of running out of ideas. I got ideas like, so that's why you're with the channel, and that's why we're going to have a lot of fun next year and the next 20 years. I'll be gray or bald, and I'm still going to be doing this. All right. Ramses, who's in the house, thank you very much also, by the way, for all of the support and for helping in the live streams as well. I really appreciate it. Did you ever think about asking Dreamtime Pro to make a video to go find your GoPro 5? No. That'd be pretty fun. I will ask. The entire island knows that I lost my GoPro 5 in that dive spot, by the way, so they are kind of looking for it too. Like the entire island that goes scuba diving. So there's like 10 diving companies that are also looking out for a GoPro 5. But the tides are moving and the waves are coming and sharks might eat it. I don't know where it is. If we find it, it's a miracle. If we don't, I have a 7. So I will take some of your Skype questions now. If you want to Skype, it's 12:30 in the morning, so I'll take Skype questions for the next 15 minutes. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Even if Jim calls in, and I love Jim, I'm going to keep it short and sweet with Jim, because I want to make this flow a little bit better. So you guys can just call me. I'm online. Anyone? Bueller? 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 It's alright. You can call in anytime. I'll take phone calls for the next 30 minutes. Okay, we got Jim. I knew Jim would call first. I knew Jim was going to call first. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Okay, hold on. I'm making the screen big.
Sure.
Wait, how do I do that? Skype changed. What? There he is. Sensei.
Hello, John. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Very busy. I just finished my first month of teaching, so getting used to things and just balancing my work situation and my leisurely time and all that. So just kind of figuring out how to do all of that.
Yeah, and you still find time to moderate.
Yes. Actually, lately, I've found something that works somewhat well for me. If I do absolutely all of my work at the school where I'm working and grade all the papers that I pick up that day, do all of my planning, Xerox everything, and everything is set and ready to go, I can then leave the school and then come home, and the rest of the evening is mine. And I actually do have some free time, and the best part is I can actually get to bed at a decent hour.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm working on doing that myself. Good. Yeah, but overall, because I've been following how things are going. I know you, even though you're doing less than the full-time teacher, you seem to you have 2 topics that you have to cover: psychology and history, right?
That's right.
Which are kind of different. And you're doing. Are they talking between you and me? Nobody else is watching. Are they talking about full-time jobs now? They're taking you more seriously now.
Yeah, not yet, but I have a leave replacement position, so that
Okay.
really is contingent on whether or not the person I'm replacing will come back next
Right.
year.
We're
I don't
hoping
know.
he doesn't.
Yeah, not sure.
Not sure, but I'm hoping he doesn't, so then Jim will have a full-time job. What's your question, sir?
Well, first of all, congratulations. You now have 900,000 subscribers on your main channel.
I had no idea. Thank you very much. It's pretty cool. We're like this close now. We're this close. But tell me. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so kind of leading to my question is that you're getting close to 1 million subscribers, so maybe only just a few steps away from that. But once you do have 1 million subscribers, what then will be kind of your next goal once you've achieved like the 1 million subscribers?
Technically, if you take the Go channel and the main channel and you put them together, just saying,
Oh, yeah.
it's
True.
not the same. No gold thing's gonna go. Well, you are, but for me, there's a small victory. The main channel hit 900,000 subscribers, while the live streaming one is gonna hit probably the day after tomorrow, which is which is crazy. So like they hit 1 million at this exact. It's really weird, but yeah, it looks like by the end of the year we'll be really close to hitting 1 million, and I'm not sure. It just depends on the algorithm. YouTube's algorithm will throttle you, and then all of a sudden. It's very weird how this works. Rachel and Jun, who are the biggest, I think, Japan vloggers out there, they had about a year and a half where they had very little growth. And then the channel exploded from 600,000 to like 1.2 million. It was crazy. And now they're like 1.8 million. Other channels I've seen, they're like at the same level as me, and then and just the algorithm kicks in or something. I had a really big growth a couple of years ago where I went from 150 to like 400,000, like this. It just sort of happens, and then it just implodes, and you go, "What did I do?" And you didn't do anything. Just it's the algorithm. So what I do now, I'll put up a video and I worked really hard, and 70,000 people watched it. And that's actually, I should be happy that 70,000 people actually watched it, instead of going, well, the last one had 1 million people. What did I do wrong? So I'm taking a different approach now, and I'm just happy for what I have, and taking a step back. So thanks for the congratulations, but I still remember that it's not really about the subscribers. It's just about the feeling of happiness that I get by putting a story up there. That's really cool. And then the feedback from people about the story, that to me is the ultimate high, when you do a good job bringing a story out. But it also feels pretty good to be close to a goal. So my goal is never going to be to have subscriptions as a goal, or to have I want every video to get to 1 million views, for example, because that's always cool and pretty special. But at the same time, what makes me happy are the small things, because if you try too big too much, and I don't know, I find myself happier with the small little things that I can control now. Maybe it's because I'm older. I'm happy when Kanai cooked purple potato salad because I had a purple milkshake. So my goal at the end of the day is to share a good moment together, and then I'm pretty happy. And that's one reason why I can stay pretty happy most of the time is because I kind of curb the big stuff and don't have really anger issues when I don't get my way. I don't know. But after 900,000, I don't know, After 1 million, we go for 2 and 5 and 10, I guess. And you never really stop, but 1 million is a big one.
Yeah. So I'll think about sending you a nice super chat once you reach 1 million subscribers as a kind of a congratulations for that one, because that one's huge.
You don't have to do that, Jim. Actually, I'm just so happy with the support. Anytime you can moderate or something, but it was neat to share a bottle of sake with everybody, and kind of connect that way. And I'm really looking forward to the time when you can come here to visit on your time off. That's one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to you getting a full-time job, and then you can maybe spend a whole month here. I don't know. It'd be pretty cool.
Very nice, but Yeah, I'd love that, but we'll have to wait and see how things turn out.
Right. I think Nosh is coming back here in January, he said, so I'll probably see him again. But yeah, we're looking forward for Jim to making it to Japan too.
Okay.
So we'll keep in touch, and we're going to find a way to do that. But I'm really happy to hear about the progress at the school, so keep me updated on that.
Sure.
And all of the support for the channel. I think we all appreciate what you do, and I'm going like this. You're seeing something different.
Yeah.
I think we all really appreciate what you do, what you and Nosh do for the channel. There's only 2 moderators still, and if you have a third moderator suggestion, I'm gonna take it up and try to get somebody else to help out as well. But it has to be somebody special
Okay.
that works well with you and Nosh. It's a team.
Right.
It's a team.
Yeah. All right.
It's a
So
team.
I should probably get going. Give someone else a chance to come on and ask you stuff.
I'd like that, but I don't. Nobody else is really on the queue right now to call in. So it's like, there's Jim and that's it. Nobody else. So by the way, guys, anybody can call in anytime for the next couple of minutes. But I want to say it's good to see you again, Jim, and I want to say thank you, and I'll see you at the next one.
All right. See you then.
All right. Have a good day. Good night. Good day. Good day.
Yep. It's early in the morning for me, so have a good night, and I'll have a nice day.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.
Jim. So that's really cool. I like it when he calls in, because it's like, this is like our powwow, because he does such a great job moderating when he can do it, and it's amazing that he can do it as often as he does. So it's kind of neat to. I remember the first time we chatted on Skype. It's kind of neat to put the face to the chat and say that is an actual person, first of all, and then he's such a nice guy. And I think the great thing about doing these live streams and doing Patreon, and I've said this before, it's just now we have a connection, and I get to know you, and you get to know a lot more about me, and that just makes it more special for me to make this show, because now now I know who I'm making the show for, right? I know who I'm making the show for, and yeah, Jim is up early, and so is 2otaku and everybody else in California. I wonder if Caroline's in the house too, because Caroline's in California. I know Caroline might not be up. If you do want to call in, you have about 1 minute to call in. If you'd called in while Jim was calling, then you would have just rang over him, and I would have said goodbye to Jim really quickly. So don't be worried. Oh, Caroline is here. You're an early riser. Tried to call in. Too tired. That's true, because it's like 8 in the morning or something on the West Coast. So maybe next time. That's about all that I have to talk about. If you do have any questions on the chat, though, I will answer them for the next 7 minutes, and then we're going to make this an even hour. I do apologize that we started off a little late. It's a bug in Patreon that's not putting the link up, just as the thumbnail for the videos. It's very weird. Any questions that you have? Gordon Flynn, welcome back. Where have you been the last 10 minutes? What else you guys got? Any question whatsoever, I am here to take it all. Kanai is asleep. She's closed the door, and I've got to go there too, because she's got to wake up early. You are very welcome. I like how you guys are talking to each other. That was to Jim. Yeah, but now I'm communicating to you, Gordon. I feel kind of lonely. I'm half asleep and half awake in LA. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna try to do it at a better time for California next time, and for everybody else. New York's got it pretty good. It's like 10 a.m. Can you make a self-contained mountain cabin retreat? Wow, close to Tokyo. I would say go look into Okutama. Okutama is in Tokyo, and it's a local train ride, and it's a pretty neat place. I don't know if you can rent cabins. I haven't really done that before, but you know, Airbnb has everything these days. You can Airbnb anything. So just check out Airbnb. You could probably find something. I don't know personally. Off of the top of my mind, I can't. There's nothing that I wouldn't have to Google. But Okutama is a pretty cool area that's backwoods of Tokyo, and it's got a pretty neat vibe. And it's Tokyo. That's the weird cool about it. Hey John, is there anything to do in Aomori and Sapporo in early March? Yeah, eat. Can eat a lot. There's a lot of eating in early March. The skiing is just about finished, so It's still really cold though. In early March, there's still snow in Hokkaido, and there might be in Aomori as well. Uh, there's a lot in Aomori City. I don't know. It just depends. You can stay in a ryokan. There's onsen. There's countrysides, eating and onsen. I mean, you can just have a relaxing time up there. Cross country ski, downhill ski. There's gonna be some skiing still on. Skiing goes on until like April. I would say that. And eating. Did you recommend Yakushima because some friends invited me to the island? Yeah, Yakushima I highly recommend. And you have to make advanced reservations for sure, way in advance. Which beer should I get when I arrive in Japan? I think get them all, and then find which one is you. Are you a Sapporo man? Are you or a girl? Yeah, you could be Sapporo. Are you Sapporo man or a Sapporo person, a Kirin person, a Asahi person, an Ebisu person? Although Ebisu is Sapporo, you can find out which beer is you. And if in Japan, sometimes the beer that you drink determines your personality. Some people will say, like I used to like Kirin, but I'm turning into an Asahi guy, and now I'm turning into a Sapporo guy, the red label Sapporo, which is really good. It's more of a classic lager. I don't know. It just depends. For me, it's based on mood. Right now, I'd be looking for like a maybe a white Belgian beer would be nice. Nice ending. Although I did have a glass of wine a few hours ago. Just keep that between me and you. I'm looking at these questions up here. Wondering whether I'll make it back to Tokyo tomorrow from Sapporo because of the typhoon. Oh, Matthias, you're still here. Whoa. I don't know. I think it's going to be really hard. They canceled all the flights, but tomorrow is going to be very, very beautiful weather. It's going to be so clear, the skies. So you're going to be able to get a flight tomorrow, and the trains will be running again tomorrow, so you should be okay. But I'm not sure if there's going to be any delays from the backlog of flights that were canceled because of this. And tomorrow morning, the typhoon will be coming through Sapporo at that time. So it's going to make your way there. It's supposed to hit hard right around now in Tokyo, and the wind is picking up a little bit. Yeah, I can hear it. It's really raining. So I hope you can make it back, Matthias. It might take you just a little bit longer. I gave Drac your Instagram. Oh, okay, Rams. Yeah, I got a message from him. I haven't responded yet to like anybody on Instagram. I have about 100 messages that came in today, but I saw it. So I can give you the thumbs up and say I did see that he sent me the message and respond to him. But I gotta be honest with you, my schedule is jam packed until November, so it won't be until later on that I get a chance to meet with him. And any free time I'm gonna be spending it with the missus now. So yeah, I've been really busy and gosh, there's been so much going on. But I will respond to Drac. And I appreciate you introducing. He looks like a really interesting guy. I looked at his Instagram. Whoa! That was a massive wind gust that smashed into the window. Thankfully, it was just wind. Radar shows very heavy rain where you are. It is very, very heavy. I can't even see outside the window. NHK has like just radar every single like 5 seconds. 42 mile per hour sustained winds. I believe that. It's really, really windy. Carl, welcome. You chose a great community to be a part of. Thank you, Carl. Yeah, welcome, Carl. We had, and I wanted to do this on the 15th of every month, but I couldn't because I was just getting back from Ogasawara at that time. But I'm going to be starting to do a Patreon report and just let you guys know what's happening in the community. Just a couple of things. We passed 500 patrons, which is huge. That was my goal. But then we started to, at the end of the month, we always lose a few patrons, and then we gain a few patrons. So it always kind of balances up more than had left. So I think we were at, the highest was at 506, and then it went down to 499, and now it's at like 502. And there's people always coming and going, and I don't expect people to support forever, but I do think that building a community means that as people are going, more people are coming than they're going, and that's a good sign. We're gonna make over. We're gonna be close to making $5,000, which is the goal each month. but it's under that, and that's fine. It's because we have people who contribute and then they'll take a break and they come back later. That's fine. That's kind of expected, but we'll make less than last month, but more than 2 and 3 months ago, which is great for all of us. But the big number is that we have over 500 supporters, and that's huge because the bigger the pool of our community is, the bigger we are as a community, the more that we can do with that. The more interesting the community tab comes. The more interesting the community tab comes. So I'm gonna try to find. I'm gonna try to find something. I know Caroline is the most active member of everybody. Matthias has some posts in there. Norm has some posts. But I know when Caroline does like 100 photos, I know I get all the notifications. I'm like, there's Caroline again, and I just sit there and wait. Another one's coming in a minute. Bing, and there it is. So I think that's pretty cool. I appreciate everybody who's sharing your stories. These are really, really cool for me to see too, and to get to know you as well, to know where you've been. You can see here, Jim is you can't see because it's too bright, but Jim is reminding me that we hit 900,000 subscribers. Thank you. The pictures are great. A canal in Arashiyama. A crane by a canal in Arashiyama. You can see in the background there. Very cool. But what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to ask Patreon if we can get like little communities inside where people can, instead of just having one photo in the stream, and right now Caroline is our star on the stream, I want to see if we can have it where you have like slideshows, where if you have a bunch of photos from a trip or you just want to focus on Arashiyama, I delete pretty quickly so as not to hog the page. It's alright. It's alright. Well, don't delete it before I get a chance to see it. But I think it would be pretty cool if, instead of feeling like, Caroline, instead of like feeling that you're hogging the page, I would like to see where you can put on one post like 5 or 6 photos or more. And then we can just go through it and then share your trip with you in one post instead of having all in the stream. I think that'd be the best thing, or be able to share more than one picture in a post. I think Patreon is like Facebook was 10 years ago, and they're always going to evolve. But I'm pretty happy that we can share all these stories. I love this picture of Mount Fuji, and we're going to have something like this tomorrow, Caroline, believe it or not, because the typhoon usually clears out all of the clouds and all of the humidity and all of the stuff in the air, and you have beautiful views of Mount Fuji. So I'm hoping that I get a view just like this tomorrow. Yeah, oh, there's the fifth station rest stop. So I do love. Oh, that's the autumn foods are coming out. This is from Kiki. Thank you so much, Kiki. And there's one from Kamo. Japan automated conveyor belt sushi. Whoa. Yeah, Hamazushi. I'm actually gonna be going here. I'm gonna be going to this place next month. So we got this covered, okay? I don't want to give you too much information. I want it to be sort of a surprise, but that's one of the... Sushi will be one of the episodes. Might be 2 of the episodes. By the way, Mikey Chen from Strictly Dumplings is here. I don't know if you watch Mike's show, but Mike Chen and I have been talking for the last couple of weeks, and we're going to be filming a show for his channel next week for Strictly Dumplings. So that's going to be pretty cool. He's collaborated with Simon and Martina, 2 of my friends, and now with me. He doesn't collaborate with a lot of people, but it's neat to be able to be on other people's shows. And I'll be on Scotty's show, who is from Strange Parts. So you're gonna see me more and more collaborating with other people. Mike is very, very nice. I know that he doesn't like. I know that like collaborating with other YouTubers is weird, because unless a YouTuber offers something valuable to your audience, there's no reason to collaborate other than, wow, someone's on your show. But I think I can add something to Mike's show by living here for 20 years and knowing the restaurants and the area that might help out his audience. So that's kind of where I would be okay with collaborating, if I can add value to them. There's some people that would ask me, and like, you know what? It's not really to anybody's benefit for me to collaborate, because you're doing a video you just want to eat this, then that's fine, you can eat it. But if you want some history or background, then I would be happy to collaborate, because then it's extra value for the audience. But if it's do something silly, I can do that on my channel. I don't need to do that on someone else's channel. So, but it's pretty cool to have an opportunity to work with some other YouTubers. So you guys, this is like heads up, okay? You're gonna see. I hope it does work out with the scheduling with Mike's channel. We're gonna be doing it on his last day here, but I've given him some of my ideas, and he's actually done them, which is cool. So I'm happy. I'm happy that he's here in Japan and showing Japan in a good way. So I'm happy to help him, and anybody else who's here, to show Japan in a good way. Because I feel like people who come here, they're my guests. Linda's here, by the way, guys. Linda, you know, from the chat and from Patreon. Linda is here until the 2nd or 3rd, and I'm gonna try to make some time to see her. Tomorrow I'm gonna be in Akihabara, so if you're in Japan tomorrow, I'll be in Akihabara. You can look for me there. I'm not sure where I'm gonna be, and I can't make a promise to meet you. But if you contact me and you're in Akihabara, there's a better chance I'm gonna be able to see you tomorrow. Just deleted current pics on Patreon so I can post again. What? She went live when you did. Oh, really? Linda? Oh, man. Well, hopefully I get a chance to see Linda tomorrow, because she's leaving really, really soon. And I'm so happy for the support that Linda gives, not just here on Patreon, but also in the live streams and everything, because she's really cool. And I have gotten a chance to talk to her on Skype a couple of times. Let me see here. Hi John, how much sleep do you get daily? Notice you look super tired, unable to call in to ask. I'm gonna try to call Jonathan. Let's try. Hey Jonathan.
Hey John, how's things?
I'm super tired. I'm squinting so I don't look like a panda. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, so to answer your question, I don't get that much sleep all the time. You see, you see all these down here, right there. These are 3 terabyte hard disks. There's and I have 10 of them over here, and I just ordered on Amazon cases to put them in, and I have 16 terabytes of video data to edit on my desk, so I don't really get a lot of sleep, but I do my best. I actually wear concealer sometimes, just so it's not as scary for the other people, and our conversations are filled with, do you get enough sleep? Because people are worried. People worried when you look tired. But you know, I love what I do, and I have a lot of passion for it. And sometimes we forget to sleep. Right? Doesn't everybody do that?
No. I mean, if you do it in terms of a shorter period, but not prolonged. If it's so prolonged, it's quite bad for health.
Yeah. I know that. I do get like 5 to 6 hours sleep. I try to get 8. I got a lot of stuff to worry about, and I've been saying no to more and more jobs. This is, I was actually, Jonathan, more worn out a couple of years ago than I am now. The thing is, like, a couple of years ago, before I got married and everything, I had to do everything myself, like even the cleaning and the laundry and stuff. And now I have somebody to work with that, with cooking and everything, and we share the duties, and it's really cool like that. So it helps me and I help her, and we don't have to do everything by ourselves, and that's a good feeling. But it was worse a couple of years ago, man, because I was taking all the jobs. You guys didn't. A lot of them you guys didn't realize. A lot of the jobs you couldn't see because they weren't on YouTube, but I was editing and making a lot of content for other people, for other companies as clients, and it was really hard to balance that and YouTube. But with Patreon now, I say no to the other jobs and sleep a little bit more.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh man, I do look tired. It looks worse on this screen. This screen's much bigger than this screen. It looks bad, man. I hope you're not watching this on a big screen. Whoa. All right, I better get to sleep. It's 1.
Yeah, you better get sleep. Thanks for calling me.
No, I'm sorry you couldn't call in. Where, just for everybody to know, where are you calling in from?
Singapore.
Right. And what's the weather like there?
It's actually very hot. It's sunny and hot.
Oh. Well, we have a typhoon. So, and it's getting really cool here, and I'm very envious of Singapore. I miss you guys. I miss being in Singapore. I can't wait to come back.
Yeah, maybe you can come back again when you have time.
I might be making a stop there. I'm trying to get the around the world ticket to stop either in Bangkok or Singapore, before I fly to India. So I might make a 1 or 2 day stop in Singapore or Bangkok or Malaysia. I'm not sure yet. One of the travel agents putting together an around the world ticket, which is cheaper than doing it. Actually, it's cheaper to do an around the world ticket than to do a round trip ticket. I found it's weird. I don't know why. Guys, check out a company called Airtreks, AIRTREKS. They put together around the world tickets, and they had an around the world ticket with 8 stops, and it cost $2,200. Like what? Right? Like I did when I got the estimate, she goes, your trip will cost $2,200, and I get what? And that's to go completely around the world with 8 stops. So yeah, I know it's crazy, right? And to fly round trip to New York and back at Christmas time would cost like $1,500. So it's an extra $700 to stop in India and Europe and Bangkok and Singapore and 2 stops in Europe, maybe Frankfurt and London, maybe. And then stop in New York and stop in Los Angeles on the way back to Tokyo. So that's pretty crazy, right? So check out Airtreks. I used them in 2003 when I traveled around the world in 2002 and 2003, like 15 years ago, and this company's still around. So they know what they're doing. Anyways, thanks, Jonathan.
Yeah, thanks, John.
I know you're still there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
So it's actually almost, midnight there now, right?
Yeah, midnight.
Yeah, Singapore's an hour behind us. Yeah. Well, have a good night and a good day tomorrow, Monday.
Yeah. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye. Jonathan. Yeah, I like Jonathan. So there you go. I'm going to go to bed. But I appreciate you guys taking the time to join me on this live stream. Yes, Caroline, I'm thinking to do an LA stop or a San Francisco stop or both of them. I'm going to discuss this with the around the world ticket person, and Kanai and I want to see more of the US and the other places around the world. And I want to take her with me because, if you don't have kids, you can travel better. And if you have kids, you travel harder. So this would be the time to travel, right? You want to do it now, right? And it's going to be pretty cool to see a lot of people from around the world who watch the show and put faces to the chats and put faces to the audience. I love that. I love giving people hugs and high fives and sharing stories and sharing a drink or a meal, even if it's for 5 seconds or 5 minutes or 5 hours. Like some of the meetups were a little bit longer than others. Caroline, I think you were at the longest one. That was a couple of hours. So thanks, guys. So I will be monitoring the Patreon. Don't leave a comment in the YouTube, but leave a comment in the Patreon and a follow-up, and I will answer your follow-up questions tomorrow. Okay? Good night. Thanks again for the support this month. If you have any questions with the billing or the postcards, let me know. I ordered one of the 2 that was selected, and you're going to get that by the 15th of the month. I'm going to send it out early this month because I don't have to go to the island this month. I didn't send the postcards until I got back, so the postcards are going to come out this month. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Happy Typhoon.